The weigh-in's just finished 3 or 4 minutes ago here, and I'm joined by David. Hey, David, first thoughts on the weight difference. I always seem to be asking that same question.
I was very impressed. I like the fact that Tyson Fury came in here lighter, looking more svelte. He looks like he's continued training. However good he looked in his last fight on the scales and in the fight against Tom Schwartz, that's clearly, in his mind, not enough. And his coach has obviously got him straight back in the gym, hasn't allowed him to have too many drinks and pile on the pounds. They've got him straight back in the gym and continued whatever they were working on, because he looks as trim as I've seen him for many years.
Dave, listen, I don't know enough about the human body. Well, I certainly don't know as much as you know about it. I'm looking at him. It looks to me like the shoulders are changing. It looks to me like the biceps are changing. It looks to me like he's changing that stuff.
Well, he's been doing some continuous 18 training.
18 months of it, Dave.
Yeah, listen, the human body changes. You put it under stress in the gym, it adapts, it changes. You know, if he was to have, had 6, 7 weeks out where he'd been drinking and eating pies all the time, his body wouldn't look like that. You know, he looks like he's paid the price in training. He's paid the price, around the dinner table. He's gone for the greens. He hasn't been
salad, greens.
He's been doing all the things that in the past maybe he'd swerved, and he's looking like an athlete. And he is an athlete. If you see the way he fights, he's so sort of fleet of foot. He's light for a big man. He moves so well.
So what we've done is you've come down from 28, 29 stone, you're moving down, then you start to drop weight again.
Yeah.
You keep on dropping those bits of weight. This is the lightest he's been since the Vladimir Klitschko fight a few years ago. Knowing a bit about bodies, can he go another 5 or 6 or 7 pounds? Or do you think that 18.2 is where he's 18 stones where he's going to sit?
For me, he looked how he needs to look. I don't think he needs to focus on his weight anymore. He's at a weight. For me, he looks
optimum weight.
He looks optimal. So all I need him to do now is just to work on the tactical side of things. The weight's where it is. Just work on your fitness, work on your condition, work on style, work on tactics, work on your sparring. He's in a place now where he can do any type of thing in training. He's not training to get fit to then start working on technique. He can work on technique straight away. As soon as his fight finishes, he can go straight back in the gym and start working on the tactics that is required to beat one of the toughest guys to beat in the world, Deontay Wilder.
Now you weren't here for the open training session. You were probably winning a poker tournament in Malaysia or Hong Kong or somewhere, wherever it is you win these poker tournaments. But he did an odd thing for a public workout, Dave. He did a serious 10 minutes, a really serious 10 minutes. He warmed up for a long time, then he did a proper session on the pads, 10 minutes, sweating, throwing incredible shots, incredible speed. And I'm just wondering, is he getting to that point where that's it, he's going to get that, that's the point, that's where he's got to reach? And second part of the question, are you concerned that perhaps the February fight with Deontay Wilder is just too far away?
No, I disagree. I don't think he's doing anything wrong. I think the fact that he did a public workout where he actually exerted some effort, very few fighters do that. Showed you what he can do. Some fighters try and keep it hidden. He's got nothing to hide. He doesn't believe. You can watch. He'll probably have his opponent watch him spar, watch him train. It doesn't matter.
He likes that.
He doesn't care, because he's the guy who focuses on himself. He doesn't focus on what his opponents are doing. He's focused on his skills, his tactics. And no matter, you could have a video camera watching every one of his sessions. It won't help you beat Tyson Fury. He's so awkward. You can't get an opponent or a sparring partner to replicate what Tyson Fury does. So, for me, the fact that he trained as hard as he did at the public workout shows he's got nothing to hide. Shows how fit he is. A lot of fighters don't want to exert themselves too close for a fight because they don't want to peak, or they don't want to mess up their training schedule. He's just ready to go. If you put him in a ring, he'll just start training.
Dave, it's 11 years since his pro debut. You've been around him a long time. Is it a fair comment to say that he's actually getting better?
Without a doubt.
That his footwork, his power, his punch variety, certainly his attitude is improving with age and time?
I think he's significantly better now than he was when he beat Vladimir Klitschko.
Wow.
I think if he was to go back in time and with what he knows now, after the tough fight with Deontay Wilder, after those tune-up fights with a new coach, going through, living the life continuously, if he was to jump back into the ring with Vladimir Klitschko now, I think he would have probably stopped Vladimir Klitschko.
Wow. This new Tyson Fury here could stop that Vladimir Klitschko.
I definitely think that. I think going into the fight with Vladimir Klitschko, he hadn't had enough experience. He didn't have the up and down affair he had with Deontay Wilder. He's never been on that receiving end of it. Now he has. He's risen to occasion. He's seasoned. He's conditioned. He's a man out there now.
Now, I spoke to Otto Wallin in the week, and he said something really interesting to me. He said, Steve, you remember when he come face to face with Schwartz after the weigh-in. He got in Schwartz's face. I'm ready for that, and he certainly was. Did you see that? He went straight back at Tyson.
I was surprised. I was surprised. Most people seem to get a bit flustered when Tyson Fury starts going Tyson Fury, but he didn't. He went straight back at him. And they were having a screen match. I remember I got my camera. I thought it was going to kick off at one stage.
Right. There was a point when I thought it was going.
Exactly. So I like that. I like what I saw from Wallin. I don't like it when these challengers come who are big underdogs and they're just there to pay.
They shrink.
You can see it. To take away Tom Schwartz, he didn't look like he really wanted to be there.
He was good all week, and then he fell apart of the weigh-in. Let's tell the truth.
The final face-to-face at the weigh-in is the last time you see your opponent with his top off. You know this guy's in shape. He's come to fight. And the reality hits you. You think, have I cut any corners? Have I got the experience? Was my amateur pedigree good enough to beat someone this big, this experienced? The question marks start flooding your head, and you either shrink or you raise the occasion.
And he rose to it today.
He really did. I like what I saw from him.
I'm on your side. I'm impressed. They've had a sports psychologist with him, or a psychologist, depending on which one of his team you believe, and they've been working on him for the last 6 weeks. But they're particularly watching him these last 2 or 3 days, the last few hours, just to see if there's any sign of him suddenly realising he's in a big fight. And from what those guys would have seen today, they'd be very happy with with Big Otto now.
This is the first time he's ever been in an arena. Anything like this is so. I can't stress how different this environment is to what he's used to. He's used to fighting in town halls, little venues,
with no pressure,
no press, no
lights,
no TV. Most of these fights weren't even shown on television. Now he's in the mecca of boxing. He's here now in Las Vegas on the top stage with the lineal champion, someone who's undefeated, who got a draw against Andy Wilder. What gives him the confidence to make him believe he can win this fight? I don't know.
He's got nothing to lose. Surely it's the nothing to lose philosophy.
It has to come from deep within, and he has to be a bit ignorant in certain stages. If you look through his own record and look through Tyson Fury's record, on paper he can't win the fight. Yeah. But people said the same thing about Anthony Joshua when he was scheduled to fight Andy Ruiz Jr. No one gave the guy a shot, but Andy Ruiz Jr. believed it, and he pulled off the unthinkable. It's not impossible. It happens in boxing. Is this going to be one of those cases? I don't know. He looks a lot better than Andy Ruiz Jr. did on the scales.
Physically, he does certainly. Let me just ask you a hypothetical question. Let's go back in time. Let's imagine it's April of this year or May of this year, and you heard that Otto Wallin had been matched against Andy Ruiz. How would you look at that fight? So it's way before the Joshua Ruiz fight. It's way before Wallin becomes the man who's going to be fighting Tyson Fury. How would you have seen that fight? Had I thrown at you in May?
It would have looked like just like a standard tune-up fight. It would have been a tune-up fight for Andy Ruiz Jr. I would have considered Andy Ruiz Jr. significantly better than Otto Wallin. I would have thought it'd be interesting because whenever you fight an undefeated fighter, you never know. But I would have looked at, after seeing what Andy Ruiz Jr. did to Joseph Parker in losing out there, on the other side of the planet on a split decision, so it was a close fight. The fact that he's proven he's world level, that for me was the thumbs up to say if he was to fight an Otto Wallin, you normally go with the credentials, go with who's been there and at the highest level. And Ruiz Jr. is significantly better.
So, in simple terms, layman's terms, whatever you want to call it, Otto's got it all to do. But what you've seen here today shows you that he knows it and he's up for the job. And you can't ask for any more than that.
All you can do is ask for the fighter who gets the opportunity to give it his best. And he looks like physically he has. He's obviously done the training. We can't go back to his career and make him have other fights, other people.
Can't invent his career.
You can't invent his career. His career is his career. He is where he is. He's here now. He's undefeated. He's best of the rest. Not many other fighters who are eligible to fight in this type of magnitude of a fight are available now. So he's the best of the rest. Let's just hope he can go out there and give Tyson Fury some good rounds.
Let's hope he can give Tyson Fury some good rounds. The weigh-in's over. There's just that break when they either eat, relax, or don't sleep and don't eat and just think about the first bell. Hey, it's going to be a big fight. It's Las Vegas. It's Tyson Fury.